This is Arctic, this is Luke, and this is Sheep Class TV. And we're here at G-Anime 2015. We got Sheep over here, Sendo modeling in the back, Mosling over here, and we're going to be covering footage for the entire event from Friday to Sunday. We're all dead, we're all tired, and yeah, we're going to do this. We're going to be interviewing a lot of people, we're going to get in for the workshops and booths, so hope to see some excellent coverage from us. And yeah, we're going to head out, let's start, let's go, Sheep out!
Alright, this is Luke from Sheep Cos TV here with Vicky Bunny, cosplaying as Nidalee. Alright, so first of all, we just want to ask you how long you've been cosplaying for, stuff like that.
I've been doing cosplay for about over 10 years. Yeah. I started doing it at my first convention, which was Anime North, and I dressed up as Liren from Sayuki. That was my very, very first costume that I made from shirts I cut up from my dad's closet.
What got you really into cosplaying? Like, from watching anime or playing games, or did you get peer pressured from your friends being like, oh, look, let's kind of dress up and go as friends?
I think it's all of the above. Like, all the people who were going to Anime North that I was going with were cosplayers, so it wasn't a foreign idea to me, and I just, in general, I like playing dress up on Halloween. So it's not like you had to convince me to put on a costume, yeah. I also thought it was mandatory to wear a costume to a con. Yeah, that's not the case.
Well, okay, you've been going to cons for over 10 years. Do you prefer doing video game cosplays, or do you do strictly video game cosplays, or do you once in a while go to anime?
I do whatever my heart desires.
Well, okay, on the same note, have you ever wanted to do a cosplay that was from a series or a game that you hadn't really familiarized yourself with?
Yeah, I always think about things like if it's a really cool design and I haven't played the game yet, then I might think about it. Or if I have to do a group with friends, like for example Drakengard. I've never played Drakengard, but I dressed up as Spore from Drakengard yesterday because a group of my friends and I wanted to do a giant group for Otakuthon last year. And one of my friends is a huge Drakengard fan, so it was like her dream come true. So I was like, for things like that, I make the exception and I make a costume I'm not too familiar with. But yeah.
Okay, well, you're very experienced, you're a professional. How long do you take typically to make a cosplay such as this one, or perhaps an armored cosplay?
Anywhere from a week to a year. It really depends on the scope of a project. I can't give you a standard answer, unfortunately.
Well, we're right in front of your booth. Could you kind of give us some pros and cons for choosing different photographers, or as a professional yourself, do you kind of have that liberty to kind of filter out photography?
I guess I've always been lucky that photographers are interested in working with me because they like my costumes and they know that I have like some posing experience, so they don't have to worry about me being awkward in front of the camera. I'm really comfortable in front of a camera, which really helps with shooting. I guess I also do have the liberty of picking and choosing who I work with, but at the same time, I'm pretty happy with most people I work with, and I always work with the same people over and over again because I enjoy my experience with them the previous time. But I still make it a point to try and shoot with new people because you don't know what kind of new talent's out there or who's just starting up and just wants some practice, you know? So I also give people second chances or whatever. Like maybe the first shoot may have been weird or awkward and didn't turn out, but people always improve. Like I'm improving. I didn't start out being like this. I started out cutting up t-shirts. So I can't expect everyone to be perfect right off the bat. We all look to improve and improve together, and that's the great thing about photography is it's a cosplayer and a photographer working together to collaborate to make like one photo. So yeah.
Okay, well, this is kind of a little offside, right? But we actually went to a panel, right? And it was kind of like photo shoots with cosplayers, right? With all the cosplay shots you've done, are your photographers typically experienced with anime, or are they all watchers? Are they all gamers? Or are some of them just kind of trying a new field?
I would say it's a mix of both. I do have the photographers who are big fans of stuff, and they're the ones who will come up to me and be like, oh my god, I love this costume that you're making, I really, really need to shoot it. And you can feel that they're excited, and they come up with ideas of the character poses to do because they're a fan of the character as well, or the game or whatever. And then you have the photographers who maybe they're not the biggest fans of like nerdy things, but they like just taking photos and taking artistic photos, and they appreciate the costume from an artistic standpoint. Like, they may not know who the character is, they may never have played the game or watched the series, but to them it's about telling the story, and in those cases it's up to the cosplayer to also bring to the table, this is the kind of shoot I want, this is the personality, this is kind of the feel, help fill in the gaps, because it's not always a photographer's responsibility to do that for you. Yeah.
All right, no, that's really awesome. Okay, now from a gamer's standpoint, all right, what would you say is your favorite game? Whether it be MMOs or, I don't know, online battle games like battle arenas like League of Legends and whatnot.
I think I have to say League of Legends since I play it every night, but I'm a multi-genre gamer. The only games I don't play are FPSs because I suck at them. But I play like RPGs, I play card games, like I play Hearthstone, I love Hearthstone. I play God of War and Castlevania, a lot of things, so yeah.
Right, do you have any streams where we can reach you, or do you have any Twitch streams that you want to share with anybody?
Yeah, if you want to follow my cosplay work, it's all on facebook.com/VickyBunnyAngel, and I also do a Twitch stream once a week where you can watch me play games. I normally play League, but I play with my viewers. So if you all want to play games with me, you can join me on twitch.tv/VickyBunnyAngel again. And I'm on Instagram, Twitter, and all that too. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you very much for your time. All right. So once again, that was Vicky Bunny Cosplay, right? Cosplaying as Nidalee.
I can't dance with sheep.
I got a camera here. Where's the sheep?
All right, this is Luke from Sheep Cos TV here with
Jamie, Xdesign 101, cosplaying here as Minato, enjoying the nice weather but also inside, yeah, no, the weather is nice though.
Right, so we have Minato. All right, we're just gonna ask you a few questions, right? So something like, how long have you been cosplaying, for example?
I came to this convention center for my first cosplay last year in 2013. This is my second cosplay, but I also did a Charmander, not really considered as a cosplay, more as a just for fun kind of onesie thing. My other cosplay was Inuyasha. I carried the big sword. I went to Otakuthon for that and Anime North. I have a few more plans. I really enjoy cosplaying because it lets me bring out my kid fun side again, you know what I mean? My artistic side with building and stuff. And I never did a wig before, and this is the first time I've done one, and it came out not too bad.
Looks pretty good.
Thanks.
On average, how much do you think you would spend on cosplay, or how much did you spend on this one?
I spent about $200 on this one. My last one was about $200, but I'm expecting my next cosplay, which is going to be Sinbad Folklore, to probably run me up around $400 or $500. But I'm planning on going all out because the wig's going to be crazy and made out of feathers.
You said that it kind of lets you bring out your childish side, right? Like your inner child. What really kind of sparked your interest in cosplay, right? Were you into games, were you into anime, and you just kind of wanted to become a character?
Well, as a child, I seen really intensive animes such as Dragon Ball Z, and then less intensive animes that showed a lot of life lessons, such as Pokemon. You know what I mean? It really brought like your connection with animals and like how like they might not be the smartest thing, but like, you know what I mean? They can be if you make them love you enough. Like animes just give you a different side of how people can think if you give them a chance, you know what I mean? And then when you meet other people who are into anime, you know that they have a unique mind, a way of thinking. And they're very interesting to talk to, most people that are into anime too. Lots of unique things, lots of adventures to talk about.
Going around a convention, you know, you see a lot of people in their outfits. What kind of troubles do you run into making your own cosplay, would you say?
Well, sometimes when you're sewing, if you're not a good sewer, you would want to ask a friend who has sewed before. Maybe they can give you some pointers and tips or something, or maybe even come over and help you. If you have issues with something, the large community of cosplayers is more than welcome to assist somebody because we're all giant group of family technically, even if we've never met each other. As soon as we see each other, hey, how's it going? And it works out quite well. Like, the community here and every convention is amazing.
Okay, that's really good answer, actually.
As far as I know, anyway. I've heard that there's been some people who aren't exactly friendly, you know what I mean? But I haven't run into any of those people, and I've run into hundreds of people so far. So, in my case, amazing people. So,
With your cosplay, would you consider yourself somewhat popular, right? Do you get a lot of people coming up to you, talk to you, ask questions, take pictures, right? Or do you consider yourself popular at all?
well, so far I consider myself fairly popular, not too bad, you know what I mean? Like, I kind of still have to go and introduce myself with people and stuff, you know what I mean? But that's like the fun about it, right? Kind of going with that gut feeling like, oh, I don't know, is this going to work out? And then just go introduce yourself, and then that connection with the person, you can tell immediately whether or not you're going to be friends, you know what I mean?
Well, that's the last question I have, right? We're going to have a little activity, right? So I have a bunch of little tags in this hat, right? If you go ahead and pick one out. All right, and go ahead and read it.
Clap with one hand.
All right, so can you clap with one hand? Okay, well, clearly our Minato Jamie cannot do it, so as a punishment game, we'll have you suck on this warhead right in front of us so we can film your reaction.
Alright, take this.
All right, we'll take that.
Oh, and it's the lemon one too. Oh.
It's pretty bad, eh?
Wow. Yeah, it really gets the tongue. Woo. I haven't had one of these since I was like 10.
I know, I had one in the car. Woo! Benno, that's all the questions I have for today, so if you could just kind of give us your Facebook page and everything.
Perfect. You can find me on Facebook with Studio Xdesign 101. My Facebook name is also Jamie Courts Pierce. If you want, just come find me later and I can write it down, or I can do that right now if you want.
All right, so nice to meet you, Jamie. All right.
You too. Thanks.
Once again, this is Luke from Sheepcast TV with Jamie cosplaying as Minato from Naruto.
Peace out, guys.